Tom Clark's Main Event is a Boink Studios production. Follow us on Twitter and Facebook at Boink Studios, and check us out on boinkstudios.com, where you can see all of our projects, past, present, and future. And now, on with the show.
This is Daddy's show. Step off.
Hey, what is up? Welcome back to the program, folks. Thank you for tuning in. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Tom Clark, and this is Tom Clark's Main Event. We're back once again on Facebook Live. Glad you are with us. We're also recording today. The show will post on YouTube and is always available on boinkstudios.com. Don't forget to subscribe on iTunes, Google Play, and iHeartRadio. This is episode number 106, and yes, we're moving right along here on Facebook Live. I want to thank everyone for joining us here, of course, and for coming back each and every week. Much thanks to Heidi Ryan and the whole crew at Wrestling Rumors for giving us this platform. We do greatly appreciate it. So episode number 105 was WWE Super Show-Down. We talked about the entire card and made our prediction as to who wins and loses. How'd you guys do in your predictions? I don't really base too much on predictions, man. I've written those pieces in the past. I'm not a real fan of them because it's an unpredictable sport, yes. But how did you guys do on your predictions? I haven't counted what I got right and what I got wrong. I think we did okay last week, right? I don't know. Who knows? So this time out, we're going to go ahead and jump right to it. If that's cool with you guys, so we can go ahead and start talking, yes? So Michael just said, first time watching the show. Michael, welcome. Everyone say hi to Michael. This is where I control. I got the puppet strings. I don't mean any disrespect by that. It's just fun to say to do stuff and people do it. It's kind of cool. I'm just saying. So anyway. Okay, so here we go, folks. This time out, the main event is Super Show-Down Fallout and Crown Jewel. Two very big topics right now. For various different reasons. So before we go any farther, say hello to India. Hello to India! Narmada. Please don't let me butcher your name. Is that right? Paul, watching for the first time as well. Welcome, Paul. I am late, Dave. My apologies. I'm super late. Well, I'm 30 minutes late. It's better than nothing. Better late than never, yes? Yeah, everyone say hi to Paul. Thanks. For showing up. Thanks for hanging out. So someone asked before we even went live here, before I started recording, I should say, if the rumor is true that WWE has canceled the Crown Jewel event. Okay, so here we go with this right off the bat. It's huge news. So if you're not following, we will get you up to speed, yes? WWE Crown Jewel, as you guys know, is going to take place on Saturday, November 2nd. At least it's scheduled to, we should say. Live from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, as we all know that. However, there's a twist to this story. Recently, a journalist named, and again, my apologies if I butcher the name, Jamal Khashoggi. Again, my apologies. He worked for the Washington Post and was apparently a very outspoken critic of the Saudi Arabia government. He was applying for a visa on October 2nd to re-enter the government, I think to get married, or he and his fiancée were applying for a visa or something like that. He has disappeared. And the rumor, I think the New York Times has published, supposedly from their sources, he has been assassinated, and his apparent death has been due to a direct order from the Saudi government itself. This is huge news, not only for the fact that a man may have lost his life. That's a big deal no matter how you slice it. But also because, in some small way, because of WWE's participation in the Crown Jewel event, November 2nd. WWE has released a statement saying, we are currently monitoring the situation. That does not mean that the event has been canceled. Doesn't mean that's true. So, Obi Farley just says they moved the event. Interesting. This is a developing story, folks. I literally just, that's why I was late. I literally just finished a piece for the floor seat on this very topic. And the last thing I've read is that WWE issued a statement. That's all I know. So if you guys are getting live updates or if you're checking as we're talking here on the show today, please update us. Excuse me. But yeah, so we'll see. So, see, do I think... yeah, I'm just waiting. If anyone out there has an update on Crown Jewel, hit me with it. I'm curious to see what's going on. So we can try to check as we go here as well. As we're speaking, we will zip over to WWE.com, where is my primary... It's got to be your primary source, and we'll see if there's anything big. As of this moment, there's nothing on WWE.com concerning Crown Jewel, at least not on their main page. We can go to the Crown Jewel page of WWE.com. We'll just click on shows. Not that I'm endorsing a visit to WWE.com or anything like that. I'm just saying. Interesting. Yeah, so the Crown Jewel event is no longer at the top. Oh, there it is. It's near the bottom of the list now. There's nothing. Now, that doesn't mean there won't be something. Maybe as we're speaking here, I don't know. So, yeah. Like as we said, it's developing events. Will they mention anything on WWE Network? I don't think so, Paul. I think they would do it online first. That's just my take on it, but who knows? Everyone keep your eyes open. Let's see what happens. Got a lot of money tied up in this. Coming out and going out and coming in, I assume, on both. Shawn is reportedly getting $10 million. Is that true? Oh, my God. Shawn backing up the money truck, baby. I'm just saying. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about, I don't know how much fallout you want to get into over Super Showdown. We can talk about some of it if you'd like to. Someone's asking about Dean Ambrose already. Had 2-3 people already asking about it. I just recently published a piece now that we're already talking about it. Let's go ahead and plug that sucker, shall we? Because that's what we do here on the show, as you know. Let's see. Why Daniel Bryan, this is actually on Bryan AJ, why Daniel Bryan versus AJ Styles at Crown Jewel is a great move for WWE. And I agree with that wholeheartedly. That's my take on it anyway. I think if this event still takes place, and we're going to go into the assumption that Crown Jewel is happening as advertised, okay? I believe that Daniel Bryan and AJ Styles are going to steal the show. I think Daniel's caught a lot of crap unnecessarily for whatever reason. People like to bag on people. That's just how it is. We like to insult. We like to point the finger. We like to point the middle finger. Whatever it is we like to do to people, we do it to each other constantly. We as wrestling fans, no disrespect to anyone listening or watching right now, we as wrestling fans can be a very petty bunch of children. That's the truth. And if you think I'm wrong, try debating anyone on any match at any time, or on whether or not they like a character or what your feelings are. You're going to see the claws come out, because people can get very vicious very quickly. I'm not saying they're bad people. I just think it's human nature to be very passionate about the people you pull for, no matter what professional sport we're talking about, NBA, MLB, NFL, whatever the case may be, even hockey. I mean, fans are passionate, and sometimes it brings out the worst side of them. For better or worse, that's life. That's human nature. I can't really get upset or hate anyone for that. I just choose not to surround myself with negativity. I'm just not going to do it. So let's see. Just bring back the era. Everyone wants the Attitude Era, but then when they bring back the Attitude Era stars, then yeah, no one wants to see that. Isn't that funny how that works? Not saying that that's you, Mike, but I'm just, it's interesting. It's intriguing to me, I should say. So, let's see what else we got here. So, how do we feel about Daniel Bryan versus AJ Styles? Anybody out there got a comment on that? Because, like I said, I'm looking forward to this. And of course, the showdown from Super Showdown, of course, is that Joe lost to AJ, and so AJ retains. Daniel Bryan beats The Miz. Daniel versus AJ for the WWE Championship at Crown Jewel. I think it's going to steal the show. I think it's going to be the match of the night. That's me talking. Patrick just said Daniel Bryan is boring. Hey, man, it's your opinion. That's cool. Let's see. AJ Styles should turn heel in the feud. I disagree. I don't think AJ should turn heel. I think he's never looked better. I think the heel AJ is okay. I'm fine with it, but I just don't think he needs to. I think this is one time, in my opinion, where a feud is maybe a little bit more intriguing if both guys remain babyface. That's me talking. Nikki Bella versus Ronda Rousey. They're already talking about that. Jeff. Hi, Jeff. Let's see. They want every time the old guys take Showtime. Maybe the young guys should up their games. Interesting point, Michael. I like where he's coming from. And if you ask guys inside the business, they'll tell you that as well. Hey, listen, if I don't like what's happening, maybe I need to do better. Maybe I need to do more. That's not to always suggest, however, that it's the talent's fault that they may or may not be getting a platform. To be honest, sometimes it is the company's doing. It is by the company's own hand that they're not getting a platform, these men and women. But yeah, let's see what else we got going on. As long as Miz doesn't interfere, the match will be great. Thank you, Tom, for that comment. Great name, by the way. Yeah, I think Miz and Bryan are done. If they're not, they should be. I don't. Maybe it's just me. I'm not saying they had bad matches. I'm not even trying to suggest they didn't have good matches. At the same time, I don't know how much is left to be written for that story. To me, you've already written it. I've seen as many chapters as I care to see. So. Let's see, if they let them wrestle, it should steal the show. But the way they're booking, sorry, I'm trying to catch up to your comment. The comments just fly, man. I'm not even kidding you. So let's click this button and see if we can make something happen here. Yeah, there's nothing. My apologies. I'm trying to finish your thought there, but it's not happening. Jen says for the Women's Evolution event, they should have all women's announced team for that pay-per-view. I think they are, Jen, aren't they? I don't think there's a woman on the desk that night. I don't think. I think it's... I mean, I can't say for sure, but I 100% agree with you. Everyone tell Jen she had a great idea. I think it's right. I think you're completely right on that. And by the way, I do hope Evolution is a success. I want it to be a success. I'm going to the Raw after Evolution on October 29th. I'm taking my kid. We should have a blast, and it should be awesome. And I'm hoping there's some cool fallout from that. You know what I mean? So, yeah. And we're bouncing, folks. That's what we do here on the show. If you've ever watched... here on Facebook, you know that we bounce like crazy. See, Daniel definitely deserves the belt, and we'll get it soon. Ronda definitely needs work in the ring. Not too crazy about Taker and Kane, Triple H, HBK. A lot of people are agreeing with you on everything you just said, and I am one of them. First of all, I don't think Ronda is as bad as some people have suggested she is. But I'm not real high on Taker and Shawn and the whole thing and Hunter and all that stuff. God help us if Stephanie's on commentary. Who wants to hear an annoying voice for 4 hours? God bless you, Dave. God bless you and yours. The House of Dave is correct on this. People say, oh, well, Stephanie's such a good heel. Tom, she's such a good heel. She's great. People hate her. Stephanie annoys the crap out of me. And I know she's supposed to. So maybe I'm falling for it like everyone else is. I don't know. But yeah, I don't think she contributes anything. I think Stephanie wants to put herself on TV. That's what I believe, and that gets old. Let's see. Everyone's agreeing that all the women deserve an all-women announced team for Evolution, and they should. Anything else from Super Showdown you guys want to get into? Anything cool that happened? Or I haven't even brought it up here on the agenda here today. I meant to have everything ready. As we said, man, we went live like 30 minutes late, 30 minutes late here today. So I'm a bit unprepared. I was in the middle of a column and I got wrapped up doing that. And it's like, man, I got to get to this. And I had to finish what I was doing. So we're bringing it up right now. We'll go ahead and click on this sucker and we'll talk about it. A quick rundown. SmackDown Tag Team Champions The New Day retained their titles against The Bar. Charlotte Flair defeated Becky Lynch via disqualification. Cena and Lashley defeated Kevin Owens and Elias. The Iconics, with two eyes, defeated Asuka and Naomi. Of course, Styles defeated Joe, as we said. Rousey and the Bella Twins defeated the Riot Squad. Buddy Murphy won the WWE Cruiserweight Championship against Cedric Alexander. The Shield defeated Braun Strowman. I like saying that. Shut up. I like it. Drew McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler. Daniel Bryan defeated The Miz and won WWE Championship opportunity. And, of course, Triple H defeated The Undertaker in somewhat controversial fashion. Why Cedric dropped the belt? He's a great champ. Hey, Ray, what's up? It's time. It's time. He dropped it. Buddy's going to be a good champ. Going to be a great champ, probably. Tessa Blanchard for WWE Divas Division. Sal, hi, what's up? I would agree with you, and I do agree with you. I recently heard a Tessa Blanchard interview. Was on Wrestling Observer Live, I think. She seems pretty happy with what she's doing. She got her hands full. She's booked all the time. She's got stuff going on. Yeah, it'll happen. You know what's going to happen eventually. You know what I'm waiting for, don't you? I'm old school NWA fan. This is me. When I get happy, I do this. Okay? This is why I'm happy. Charlotte Flair versus Tessa Blanchard. Gotta happen. Gotta happen. Got to happen. I'm so looking forward to that. There'll be a tag for a while, right? But they're gonna work each other. And it's gonna be like, what if Ric Flair had wrestled Tully Blanchard in their primes? Right? Oh my God. It just gives me goosebumps, man. I'm not even kidding. See, pretty sure there'll be a Taker versus Michaels match at WrestleMania. I don't know if I'm crazy about that. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying I don't know if I'm crazy about it. I'm not crazy about Shawn coming back. Shawn's career, I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. The guy wants to come back. If he wants to back up the truck to get the money, I don't really care. I'm not going to hate on him for it. If I were in his shoes, I'd probably do the same thing. People want to talk about respect. And man, we've talked about this on the show all the time, right? We talk about respect, respecting the business, loving the business, being passionate about the sport. And I am all of those things, probably like a lot of you out there are. But at the same time, the business is about making money. Okay. And apparently it's about making a ton of money. Dave said that I missed something. I don't know, Dave, did you? I don't have any idea, Dave. Dave's lost. Everyone catch Dave up to speed. I don't know what Dave's asking me. By the way, I usually have the TV going with something in the back, like wrestling. I always have wrestling on, right? Because I have a problem and I need help. So anyway, but I don't, like I said, I'm not ready, man. It's terrible. No prep today. Can't believe Lesnar's included in the match at Crown Jewel. Braun Strowman deserves a legit shot at the title with no BS. He's had that though. Okay, Tom. All right. Yeah. Okay. He has had it. With an asterisk by that comment because, yeah, there's interference. You're right. I can't argue that. Roman has flat out pinned Braun. Yes? On Raw. Didn't he flat out pin him at one point? But no, I get where you're coming from. Yes. Oh, no. Hey, Dave. Someone mentioned Tessa Blanchard to WWE at some point. That's why. No one said she's going. It's someone asked the question or made the statement that she should go. And I agreed with that assessment. So, as I'm speaking to you, I'm going to tee up NXT because I have yet to watch it. Got a lot brighter. See that? Crazy. So, what else we got? What happened to Shane McMahon? I don't know. I don't know, Paul. Do you know something I don't? I have no idea. Why Lashley turned? Because he was boring as a bag of dirt. Not that he's a bag of dirt. Don't anyone put words in my bearded face. He needed it, man. It was time. Why does everyone care about Lashley? Guy's boring. Dave says he's boring. Man, everyone be hating on him. You know what you guys need? You guys need more Leo Rush screaming. Come on, Bobby. The whole time. The whole time during the entire match. The entire match. I'm still recovering. I'm still having nightmares about Leo Rush cackling. Bobby. Shut up. Lashley, shut up. Stop. Whew, it was bad. It was bad, man. I mean, I vote no more live mic in Leo Rush's hand ever. I think the idea is good, and I think he could do it. I think that this is a train wreck. That's just me. That's me, man. Leo is terrible. Yes. Let's see. Sometimes a heel turn makes the talent better at my skills. I don't know about better, but I think it just allows the talent in question to be a little bit more comfortable, maybe to get out some things he's been wanting to say or she's been wanting to say, but maybe couldn't say in the past, as we saw with The Rock and all that stuff. So why does Lashley need a hype man? Lashley needs somebody to talk for him. First of all, Bobby is excellent in the ring. Bobby's a very, very capable worker. Bobby's the real deal in MMA. He is. Go watch some of his stuff, man. Athletic, physically gifted, naturally talented, very good. That's overshadowed by his poor mic skills and the booking from WWE, which has been nothing short of atrocious. And that's the truth. We're going to pick up halfway through Super Showdown here because I'm going to watch NXT later. I'm just watching Buddy Murphy win the Cruiserweight Championship. Very cool. Very cool moment for him. Put him against Lesnar already. Man, a lot of people are asking why Lashley hasn't faced Brock yet. Even Lashley's asked the question, hey man, how come I'm here and I haven't faced Brock yet? Good question. Michael, what's up? Say hi to Michael. Michael's saying hi. Everyone be polite to Michael. Why are the Usos not getting any time? I have no idea. It's a shame that they're not. Why? Ray just said, why do I hate Cena? Hey, Ray, who are you asking who hates Cena? Not me, my friend. I don't hate Cena at all. Cena's fine in my book. I don't get it. I don't hate on him. I've written a lot about John over the past 8 years. A lot. Oh my God. If you had to go back and add up or go back and inspect, I don't know what word I'm looking for here, man. Okay, how about find out? Find out the guy I've written about the most in 8 years. It's probably John, for sure. So Jen says I'd rather hear Heyman instead of Rush. I agree with that. Oh, no, I'm not arguing your point. Because Jen's like, well, why does Lashley need a hype man? Well, he needs a mouthpiece. I didn't say it was Leo Rush, man. Trust me on that. So yeah, it's messed up. But yeah, I agree with you totally. See, he looks like a jacked up JBL with that hair, and he's got a bald spot. I'm not hating on him for the bald spot because your boy's got one too. It's not very noticeable. It's not really a spot. I'm just thinning on top. But I'm going to be honest with you. I'm thankful for what I have. I got a haircut the other day, and I'm kind of on the same page as Gallagher. You guys remember Gallagher, prop comic from the 70s, 80s? He always said, I wonder one day will I only have one hair, and then my hair will fall out. Anyway, side comment. Lashley Lesnar match would be like that garbage match between Lesnar and Goldberg at WrestleMania. Okay. Okay, no, he says it's his opinion. Thank you, Michael, for that caveat. I get where you're coming from. I disagree. I think it would be... I'm not saying it's a battle for the ages. Showcase of the immortals. I'm not suggesting that. However, I am saying that I think it would be much better than what you believe it would be. You know what I mean? I think both guys have enough ego. Ego's not necessarily a bad thing. Don't hate on that. I think they have enough where it would be... they'd want to take enough... They'd take more pride in it. They would want the match to look good. That's me talking. Let's see. Brie needs to stop wrestling before she really hurts someone worse than she lost her touch for sure. Don't know if she ever had a touch, John. That's just me talking. Right? We talked a lot about Brie in the past 2 weeks. A lot of controversy still happening over that, but she's there. They're letting her work. I mean, someone in that company must be okay with her. They must be okay with her in the ring. Or she wouldn't be in the ring. You can be guaranteed she would not be in the ring if they weren't okay with her being in the ring. That's the truth. Ambrose McIntyre going to join forces and turn on each team. Hadn't thought about that, Andrew. I'm not hating that. I'd like to see Dean stay on his own again, but I don't know if that's going to happen right now. It almost seems like they feel the need to put Dean with someone in order to make it work. I'm like, I don't know if he needs that in order to make it work. I don't know, man. Is that just me talking? The legendary Bella Twins say it ain't so. Please say it ain't so. So we're talking, we talked a little bit about Super Showdown. Right now I'm watching the Dogs of War. I just like, you can't say, it's the Dogs of War. It's the Dogs of War. Walk down to ringside, Drew, Dolph, and Braun. And Dolph, God, you gotta love Dolph's work ethic. I'm so sick of the character. I just, right? Can't help it. Sick of it. But they're facing the Shield, of course, Super Showdown. We've talked some about that. Crown Jewel is a big thing happening right now. The controversy and all that stuff, of course, happening. But we can talk about Crown Jewel if you guys want to. I know you guys want to. Shut up. Shut up. You know you do. So, besides, Crown Jewel also covers a lot of ground that Super Showdown left behind as well. We'll go ahead and talk about that. What all is booked so far for the Crown Jewel as the laptop starts to become a little nauseatingly slow at the moment. You know, ever so often, man, I'll get like a little hiccup and I'm like, what the heck just happened? Like, you know what I mean? Does that happen to you often? I don't really turn the laptop off all that often, and then eventually it'll get a little slow on me. And I'm like, it occurs to me I haven't, rebooted the thing in like a week or something. It's good to eventually shut the PC down and just, let it restart. So there's some matches booked, man. The World Cup tournament. 8-man World Cup tournament to take place at Crown Jewel. I don't know how I'm feeling about that. Let's see. I brought up a new state. Oh, sorry, I missed your comment. What did you just say? I'm sorry, man. I lost you. My apologies. Ziggler isn't a bust, just needs to be himself, not HBK. I'm just sick of the character. That's just me. I can't help it. I'm sick of it. Not sick of him. I'm sick of the character. Sometimes I'm sick of him. I just recently saw him on an interview on some newscast where he's talking. I don't know. He's turned on all the time. That's for sure. Can't fault him for that. He represents the company. Sometimes I'm just sick of him. No disrespect. What are some more possible names for the tournament? Okay, Angela has a good question. So John's been announced. Orton, John. Who else? I know I'm missing another one. Oh, Ray's going to face Shinsuke on SmackDown 1000. And the winner of that, which is going to be Ray, will go to the tournament at Crown Jewel, right? So there's 3 right there. Well, John, yeah, I would say. World Cup is crappy. If you really want World Cup, have 8 guys from the roster that are from different countries, not this guy. Ooh, Jason, I like where your head's at, my friend. World Cup. All 8 cats need to be from different countries. Excellent call. I think the Shield should go their separate ways without turning on each other. Thank you, Robert. They can reunite when the need arises. Robert, did you watch the show 3 weeks ago, my friend? Because I think that's exactly what we said here on the show. We also said the same thing about the New Day, which may be where my head's at right now. That the New Day should end on that note too, with a handshake or a fist bump and saying that's it for us for now. Let's go our separate ways and do our thing, and then we'll come back when we need to. I think that's a fine idea. By the way, is anything cooler than the Shield coming down to the ring in the Hannibal Lecter mask? Is anything cooler than that? I submit that there is not. I dig the crap out of that. I can't help it. There's an image, a very cool visual to that. You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't hate on the Shield at all. McIntyre versus Reigns for the championship. Probably going to happen at some point. Did I miss some? Did Cena qualify? No. Who asked me that? Luz Lopez. Oh my God, don't let me mispronounce your name. My apologies if I did. I do that. I don't want to mess up anyone's name. I just consider that highly disrespectful. I don't think John's had a qualifying match, but he has been announced on WWE.com as being a participant in the tournament. Whatever that means going from that point forward. That's what that means. So, yeah. Let's see. Hey, we're talking about, might as well click on it. Let's see. The World Cup, which contains participants from the same countries. Yeah, the World Cup. Let's see. Nothing right now. We can always look that up. Here we go. 8-man World Cup tournament to take place at Crown Jewel. Right now, there are 4 men announced for it. Jeff Hardy, John Cena, Kurt Angle, and Randy Orton. I guess John didn't have to work a match. When you're John Cena, you ain't got to work nobody, okay? You just, what's your name, John Cena? You're on the list. Come on in. They open the rope. Bam, he's in. That's it. Kurt Angle won his match, right? So, yeah, dude, if you want to be honest, but you got 4 legends right there. Say what you will about this Crown Jewel thing. I get where a lot of people are complaining, but man, that's 4 legends in the same match. That's pretty freaking sweet. I think. They want to make the, because when single guy, Jeff Hardy, possibly Rey Mysterio are all over. Ooh. Every single guy with Jeff Hardy, Kurt Angle, and possibly Rey Mysterio are over it. Wow. Big statement there. Let's see. Jason says, World Cup full of legends and heroes be destroyed by the Legend Killer. Interesting take. I like where your head's at. How horrendous is the 6th move of Doom? Thank you, Paul, for reminding us of how crappy John Cena's stuff can be at times. He's got a great big long Chinese word for it. It's called the Lightning Fist. It's a nice way of saying, man, this sucks. So, sorry, I'm looking around. But, it's terrible. It's freaking terrible. Tina Marie Miller says about Brie, women change after having children. To me, it seems she isn't trained the way she needs to nor get her timing back. Ooh, Tina with a very valid point. Everyone tell Tina, nice point, Tina. Very valid point there. Kudos to you. Yeah. Yeah, women change after having children. Okay, sure. I'll buy that for $1. How about that? Perfectly fine. I don't hate on her at all. I haven't hated on her since all this stuff's been happening. I can give you my take. I think she's a bit careless in the ring. However, doesn't really matter what I think, right? Because the company's letting her work. So maybe they see something we don't. Maybe they know something we don't. To us, it looks bleh. Maybe it's not bleh after all. I don't know. What do you think Kurt Angle coming out of retirement and tricking Baron Corbin into a match? Bleh. I like Angle. I always have. But I don't know. He's been training supposedly for a return. So we'll see how it goes. I'm leaving myself open on that. We'll see. I don't want to give analysis until I start seeing him back in the ring again. We'll see how it happens. Could Drew McIntyre be a marketable face, and should Ruby Riott be a top heel in the women's division? Yes to both. Yes to both, but I think Drew's a stronger heel than he is a babyface. Although the penchant. See, here's the thing: if they get Drew real hot as a heel, like a heel contender, he's going to turn face because he'll have to. Because fans love to cheer for this guy. First of all, he's like 6'4", 6'5", of like, just, that's a man. I'm going to tell you right now. Dude, I'm sorry. Listen, I don't care how it sounds. I could care less. Drew McIntyre is a man, all right? You can look at Braun Strowman and say, oh, he's a big burly caveman dude. Yeah, okay, yeah, sure. Roman's got the hair, and oh, he's pretty. But Drew McIntyre's he's a man, dude. You look at that guy and you're like, anything he said, I'd be like, yes, sir. I mean, for real, dude, he is. I'm looking at him on TV right now. Has anyone, and this is going to be a big statement, I'm sorry. Has anyone with the exception of Sid Vicious looked more like what a professional wrestler should like, what a star should look like, more than Drew McIntyre? And I know it's a big conversation, but it's how I feel. Dude, Drew's a star. Look at him. Dude, I couldn't have said this before when he was thin and younger and didn't have the facial hair. I couldn't have said this. I'm saying it now. Dude, Drew's a flat-out star, man. Come on. Tina said she met Drew at the PC. He's huge. Yeah, well, awesome. I'm sure he is. Let's see. Creative will allow Finn Balor to be relevant again. Josh with a great question. Josh McCool. Josh McCool, if that is your real name. Excellent question. Finn Balor is stuck somewhere between irrelevancy and nowhere land. And I just made that up. Makes no sense. But you get the point, right? I love me some Finn Balor. Finn probably doesn't think there's anything wrong, which really is all that matters. You got to remember, man, there's two ways of looking at this whole thing of WWE from top to bottom. For real. Your way of looking at it, the company's way of looking at it. That's the truth. So, do I think that he's irrelevant or doesn't matter? But you're asking, and I don't want to be rude. So, yeah, I agree with you 100%. He's not being used to his potential. I think he could be. Joe says Sid was underrated. Yeah. Better on the mic than he gets credit for. People talk about the spot where he screwed up and he didn't know they were live. And he's like, let me do that again. Remember with Mean Gene and somebody else? And we're all like, oh God, did he just do that? This is live TV. I watched that live and I'm like, oh Jesus, did he just do that? Yeah, it was a mess. But that's not who he is. I mean, he was better than that. Let's see. You're welcome, Josh. Oh, it's funny. Let's see. Sid wasn't overrated. Did someone just call him a moron? I'm not going to call Sid a moron. He's probably still bigger than I am. I'm just saying. But Sid has been in the news lately for comments about Paige, talking about she should have been fired for the sex scandal, sex tapes and all that. Man, there's a lot of naughty naked stuff of Paige online. A ton of it. And, that opens up a whole other conversation for a whole other time, right? But it's not Sid's call. It's his opinion, just like you and I have one right now. Should his be any valued anymore because he was in the business and was world champion? Whatever. But, yeah, I think it's a bit silly what he said. I disagree with it. So, said that same talent Kevin Nash had, and that's non. Interesting take, Dave. Sid was terrible. His matches were bad, and his promos were decent at best. All he had was a look. Yeah. He had a great look, though, Dave. Can't argue that, for sure. And he got booked. Because of his look, I guess, based upon his look, he got work everywhere. Let's see. Paul thinks she kind of thinks she did it on purpose. Talking about Brie? I don't know if I agree with that. That's me. Let's see. What else is happening? Listen, I'm not ignoring you folks. I'm just, I'm looking back at the card here for Crown Jewel. So we've got Universal Champion Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar and Braun Strowman in a triple threat match for Universal Championship. Are we all sick of this by now? I could say maybe I am, perhaps. I'm not going to hate on it. At the same time, I think maybe I'm having my fill of it. So Oh, Paige. No, I get you. Oh, thinks Paige did it on purpose. Interesting take. Ian says that WWE took a shot at Jericho. Did they take a shot at Jericho? Refresh my memory, Ian. What happened? I will wait for your response. If anyone knows, hit me. I did notice, because WWE drops things online on the air a lot. When AJ was on Miz TV with Daniel, and they shook hands, and the Miz said an honorable handshake. Really? An honorable, out of respect? Ring of Honor reference. That was nice. Let's see. Best Sid moment was breaking his leg, jumping off second rope back in WCW. Ugh, I can't say that was his best moment. It's the most grotesque moment, that's for sure. I still can't watch that. It's terrible. See, sick of Brock coming back. A lot of people agree with you 100%. Chris Jericho does TNA? Question mark. Don't know, Paul. Everyone's talking about that. Could he show up at Bound for Glory on the 14th? I don't know. We shall see. Nothing would surprise me with that guy. He's the all-purpose. He's the Renaissance man of professional wrestling. He's getting work everywhere, and he should. He's not tied down, and he shouldn't be. I'm all for it. I'm rooting for that company. I'm sorry. I am. I've cracked on them as much as anyone ever has in the past, but I'm rooting for them. Do I think Stone Cold... I'm thinking Stone Cold comes back to fight Cena. Interesting. Don't know. WWE takes childish shots in the air. It's actually pathetic they resort to that childish... I don't think it's pathetic because it's who they are. They've always done that. Listen, I'm going to tell you something right now. Listen, y'all know this. Y'all should know this. And the word y'all is coming from where I live in the country. Don't hate on me for that. WWE can call it itself whatever they want to. Sports entertainment. The interview I just talked to you about with Dolph Ziggler, the guy referred to him as a pro wrestler. Well, I used to watch pro wrestling as a child, but I'm a sports entertainer. Jesus. Okay, they can call it whatever they want to. They can dress it up whatever they want to, as whatever they want to. It's a pro wrestling company. And pro wrestlers are childish by nature. Doesn't mean they're bad people. I'm just saying that it's a very male-oriented, ego-driven business, okay? And it's, I'm better than you are, I'm better than she is, I'm better than she is. That's the truth. Men and women, they both do it. So, yeah. All I said, they have Angle dressed up as a luchador. Jericho did it all, so in my opinion, it was a shot at Jericho. Interesting take, Ian. I don't know if I agree with you, but it's an interesting take. I see where you're coming from on that, but I disagree with you. I like the Conquistador gimmick. It's a great little throwaway thing. But, yeah, it's a very ego-driven thing. So, yeah, they take shots all the time. They're not going to stop doing that because you still have pro wrestling guys behind the scenes. See what I'm saying? And as long as that's the case, there's always going to be that thing happening. Plus, it stirs stuff up. You know what I mean? Much in the same way they, Corey Graves, talks about Los Ingobernables and Tranquilo and all that stuff. I mean, he's allowed to, right? I mean, why not? But at the same time, Andrade Cien Almas was a member of Los Ingobernables, a founding member. So why not talk about it? I guess that's where they're coming from. But at the same time, New Japan fans are sitting there going, dude, you're talking about Los Ingobernables. Stay up on. That's what you're talking about. They're not. You get it? But they are. So they don't need to reference that, but they choose to, right? So yeah, they know what they're doing. They know exactly what they're doing. Paul getting another Heyman guy. I don't think he should. Johnny Nitro. Is it Johnny Nitro, Johnny Blaze, Johnny Impact, Johnny Wrestling? Johnny Football? I don't know at this point. Whatever, man. Yeah, Philip, I don't know. Maybe, possibly. I don't think he should. I love Paul. Love me some Paul. Always have, always will. Don't know if he should get anybody else. Man, there's Christine saying I look like Dean Ambrose. I get that a lot. I've been called worse. Trust me on that one. Let's see. Thoughts on the Evolution pay-per-view. Is it Jarlath? Jarlath? Is that your name? Please tell me if it is. I apologize if it's not. Jareth? Jeez, I don't want to butcher your name. My apologies. I'm all for Evolution. As I've said on the program many times in the past, I am all for it. I want to see it. Can't wait to see it. I hope it's a massive success, and I hope these girls hit one out of the park. Oh my God, I hope it's awesome. For their sake, for women's wrestling's sake, and I think it will be a prime event. I agree. I hope it does. I'm rooting for them. I think Randy, when he first debuted, had the biggest look for a star I've ever seen, more than when you mentioned McIntyre. You mean best look? I don't know about when he debuted. A great look as in young, athletic, gifted, sure. But But I don't know if he had that star look yet. But I see where you're coming from. Evolution is basically around the block for me. However, I keep getting the feeling it might be terrible in my nuts. I hope you're nuts, Paul. I don't want you to be right. Cool. Thumbs up. Thank you. So that is Jarlath. Where are you from, Jarlath? And by the way, are we friends on the Facebook? Listen, if anyone watching, there's 49 of you and counting, okay? If we're not friends on Facebook, I'm going to throw this out there to you real quick. Send me an invite or send me a message on the Wrestling Rumors Messenger. Don't try to look me up. There's 600 of me just in this county alone, okay? So just send me a message on Facebook, Instant Messenger, and I will look you up and send you a friend request. Deal? See, McIntyre star Randy didn't have the look yet. Yeah, Ian's on page, same page I was. Let's see. Caro, Michigan, and Jaria. Okay, dude, again, I'm sorry. Yeah. So, yeah, if we're not friends, let's be friends. Send me a request. You can't send a request. Just send a message on Wrestling Rumors Instant Messenger, and I say, hey, Tom, here I am, and I will look you up. Click your name. Bam, we're done. Has Matt Hardy retired? Supposedly, Matt is done with active competition. That's the word going around. That's what he said. So, I don't think he's done it publicly. He worked his last house show teaming with Bray Wyatt and then said that was it. So apparently he's behind the scenes now. So all the best to Matt. He's put his time in for sure. How to feel about Trish and Lita coming after Evolution? Or coming back at Evolution? Is that what you're saying? Or maybe coming back after? I don't know if they should be back afterward. I'm fine with them being at Evolution. I don't know how you book the first ever women's all women's pay-per-view, and not have Trish and Lita on hand. I think you have to do it. No doubt about it. Girls aren't getting enough time to build up the pay-per-view. How long is it going to be? Because it is 4 hours. What are they going to fill it with? I don't think, the girls have been given, all right, the girls have time. WWE as a company is not giving them the time. See what I'm saying? So you're right. Is there a better rebirth of a character more than Drew? I can think of very few. I agree with you. He as... Okay. Josh McCool, who swears to God it's his real last name. Representing from Alabama. Josh is in the South as well. There you go. Everyone say hi to Josh. Do I feel like giving up on Strowman even though he's got a match coming up? I'm not going to give up on Braun. I don't give up on any of these guys, man. Or girls. I'm not going to give up on any of them. Until they're out of the company. And even then, you don't give up on them. They can go somewhere else. No, Strowman's got it, man. Strowman's got the it factor. The WWE has the booking of Braun Strowman. That's a book all in itself. The Booking of Braun Strowman by Tom Clark. That's a 600-page epic right there of me going, what? That's me. That's the whole book. Maybe it's 2 pages. It's me with a picture of me going, oh, jeez, that's it. I don't know. But again, that's my take. That may not even be how he looks at it. Let's see. Matt was dealing with the flooding of his home in the storm. That's why I left to be with his family. Yes, Jen, but he was leaving before. He was teasing this thing online for a while before the hurricane hit. Yeah, you're right about what you said, but he was teasing him before. HBK to retire Taker at WrestleMania. Ooh. So, okay, to Tony's point. So, Taker retires Shawn. Shawn stays retired for 8 years. Shawn comes back and says, well, I'm going to come back and I'm not retired. And I'm going to retire you this time. Does that wrap it up? I don't know, man. If they went your way, I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know how I feel about it. What do you think who will be Ray's rival when he returns to WWE for another run? Well, he's back as of SmackDown 1000. I don't know. I think he's got his... I'm going to tell you right now. Everybody that works in SmackDown, or works on SmackDown in the locker room, dude, every one of them said, Ray's coming back. I want him. Can I work him, please? Every single one of them. No lie. From the cruiserweight guys to the super heavyweight dude and everyone in between, even the women. Let me work Ray. He's just that good. And he's a legend. And he makes everyone better. And he will sell and make you look like $1 million. Who wouldn't want to work that guy? The talent, the experience. Oh my God. He's got his pick of that locker room, man. Let's see. HBK looks so terrible. He's not looking great. But we're all getting older, my friend. So what's your thought of all the injuries wrestlers are having these days? Seems like a lot lately. Am I wrong? You're not wrong, Jen. I don't know how much of the conversation has been centering on what you're talking about right now. That's been a hot topic of conversation for yours truly for the past few years. Let's get off on this for a second, if we shall, please. Or if we can, if you don't mind. I worry for the safety of everyone involved. I want pro wrestling to continue. I want the stars in these companies, including WWE, to continue, and I want them to succeed, and I want them to be healthy for a good long time, because I want them to be around for a good long time. Having said that, I think the style that we're talking about, if you want to see dangerous style and see stuff that could potentially end careers, go watch New Japan for a show and tell me what you see. No disrespect to them, because I like watching New Japan. I do. I enjoy it. At the same time, there's a lot of wacky stuff going on, getting dropped on your head 9 times in a row. It's dangerous, man. Yeah, I think that the level of injuries, the number of injuries that have occurred over the past, I'll say 5 to 7 years, maybe a little bit longer, are the direct result of these guys amping up their styles in the ring, and it scares me to death. Dave says he heard Ray sign. Ray did sign for 2 years. He wanted 18 months. Hang on, Dave. I think you're wrong. I think Ray wanted 18 months, and WWE talked him into 2 years. Or Ray wanted a year and they talked him into 18 months. I wrote that piece. It's been over a month ago. I can't remember, but you're close. See, someone else just said I look like heel Dean Ambrose. That's awesome. Is there zero to little care of wrestling safety in ROH? I don't know about all that. I don't think it's any worse than anywhere else. I do think there's a lot of spots happening in ROH, which concerns me. I'm going to my first live Ring of Honor event in January of 2019. That'll be fun. Taking my kid to that. That'll be cool. But yeah, we'll see how good the show is. But I get where you're coming from. I've heard the word spot monkeys being used. I've never written that word because I think it's generic and I think it's lame. It's a little bit outdated, but I see where you're coming from. Let's see. Booking is terrible. Stories to be boring because kayfabe is no longer... Kayfabe's dead in the water. I hate that too. Out of ideas. Let's see. How much of the violence of football can you take out while still being football? Hope that makes it. Problem is the same thing. Okay. Oh. Wow, Jim. I might take that for a story idea if I get your blessing. I like that idea. Comparing NFL to WWE and to pro wrestling in general. How much of the violence do you take out before it's no longer football, before it's flag football, right? How much of the violence do you take out of pro wrestling before it's no longer violence? I mean, that sort of comes down to the same thing, right? If you say, well, listen, guys, you need to slow down. But see, here's the thing, to that point. Who defines what pro wrestling is? The men involved. The women involved define what pro wrestling is, really. They're the ones who chose the style. They're the ones that chose to work like this. Before this style, before they worked like this, there was another style. There was another way to work. They define what pro wrestling is. You see what I'm saying? So they're the ones making the decisions, in my opinion. The company can ask them or tell them to do whatever. If a guy or gal's not safe or not comfortable doing it, they're probably not going to do it unless they want to get hurt. And even then, you go back to the fact of the company would be held liable for such a thing. I know I'm getting into the nuts and bolts of it, but really that's where I'm coming from. They're the ones that define what the style is. But I mean, I get where you're coming from. It's a great point, actually. I like that. See, I feel like WWE isn't pushing SmackDown 1000 like they should. Nothing like any Raw, Mark. Is it because Vince will never admit it's a better show? I don't know about all that, Paul. I don't know how Vince feels about what show's better. I think a lot of that's up to us. We're the ones that debate that all the time. Don't know if they are. Let's see. Rey Mysterio is the next U.S. champion, right? The title's not on the line between him and Shinsuke. That could change at any moment. Maybe he will be. Who knows? Be interesting to see. How about Rey Mysterio versus AJ Styles for the WWE Championship? Like I said, man, Rey's got his pick of the locker room, dude. Let's see. We did call this episode Crown Jewel. Let's talk a little bit about it. We talked about AJ and Daniel. Jeff Hardy and Samoa Joe to battle in a World Cup qualifying match. Oh, I see. Okay. So Jeff Hardy and Samoa Joe. So they haven't updated this yet. Isn't that interesting? Because Jeff beat Joe. Isn't that interesting? They haven't updated this yet. Very odd. They haven't updated. Wow. The Crown Jewel part of the... Wow, this has not been updated. Isn't that interesting? Very interesting. So there's not a lot booked so far, right? We've already talked about Triple H and Shawn versus Undertaker and Kane. DX versus the Brothers of Destruction in 2018. My God in heaven. Unreal. Who is my pick to win the Mae Young Classic? Shannon. Say hi to Shannon. Shannon, are we friends on the Facebook? Once again, I'll remind everyone listening and watching right now, please send me a message on Wrestling Rumors Instant Messenger and say, hey, Tom, it's me. What's up? And I will send you a friend request. Sounds good. Sounds great. Shannon, I have a confession to make. I have not been following the Mae Young Classic like I should. I was 3 shows in, I think. I'm behind. I got to catch up. I watch a lot of stuff, man. On the flip side of that, I recently got caught up on The Gifted. We got any comic book fans out there? Where are my people at? So I had the entire season 1 on DVR, and I got caught up, and I watched the first, was it 2 episodes of this season, 3 episodes? So I'm completely caught up. I'm so happy. I recently started watching Krypton, and I got to watch all that now. So yeah, I watch a lot of stuff, like I said. Let's see. SmackDown will be the A show once they move to Fox. Interesting opinion. Could be. Oh, Doyle rules. Someone is an Adam Sandler fan. Shannon says this has been awesome. Yeah, I agree. With what I saw, I liked. I don't much care for Cole in the commentary. I don't much ever care for Cole on commentary. No disrespect. That's just me talking. So, yeah. But I need to get caught up, no doubt about it. I suck, and I must rectify that situation. Fox is going to kill SmackDown. Ooh. Listen, if anyone's going to kill SmackDown, it'll be WWE. Probably. Maybe buckling and giving Fox what it wants. But let's be honest, it's already PG, right? What more could Fox ask them to do or ask them to change to make it family friendly? It's already family friendly, man. They're already doing that stuff right now, so nothing really is going to change in that regard. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, there you go. Only WWE kills WWE. I agree. Owens' injury. Who do you think will replace him on Mixed Match Challenge? I don't know. Have they announced that yet? I don't know. I'm not even sure how serious the injury is to Kevin. Hate to see anyone get injured for sure. Don't know about Krypton Season 2. I've only watched the first episode of Season 1. I got to go back and get caught up, man. I gave it a shot, and I said, oh my God, I got to watch it now. By the way, not to get off on other topics, but I'm considering doing a 4th podcast, and this time it's not wrestling. Shocking. This one would be nothing but comic books, movies, TV, pop culture, music, all that stuff combined into one. Stuff I'm watching, stuff I'm into, Q&A, that kind of thing. I'm not sure where I would do it at, if it'd be on Facebook or if it'd be on iTunes or both. If anyone out there watching right now or listening is interested in that, let me know. I want to be sure there's an audience, and if I went live on Facebook, I would definitely want to be sure somebody would be watching. Put it that way. So any thoughts or opinions, hit me. I'm interested to see what you think. Let's see. I am way behind. Yeah, you're right. Kevin Owens out for the rest of the year. Is that true? Holy cow, I haven't read up on that. Knee surgery. See, I'm behind on that as well. I got to get caught up on that, dude. Truth and reports of Vince finishing push on Asuka because she can't speak English. I hope that's just nonsense. It sounds like the silliest thing I've ever heard in my life, to be honest with you. I hopefully it's completely crap. Because if it's true, it is crap. Okay? Shinsuke speaks better English than he has before. Come on, man. You know what I mean? There is a language barrier there. It does exist. I can't pretend that it doesn't. At the same time, I hope it's bogus. They've ruined Asuka. If New Japan had a women's division, Asuka should be there. I'm just saying, they don't. I wish they did. Maybe one day they will. Vince can be a silly man. Boy, you said the mouthful there, my friend. Finn Balor's been buried. Joe, I don't believe that. That's me talking. I don't use the word buried. I don't take that word lightly, and people use it a little too liberally. Not that you just did, but people use that word a little too liberally, in my opinion. I don't think a guy can be buried when he's on TV, when he's on any kind of TV for the company, when he's out doing public appearances, when he's on the network, when they're selling his merch, when they're talking about him, when they're referencing him on WWE.com. I don't think that's burying someone. I think burying someone is relegating them to house shows, to dark matches. You hardly ever see their merch. You never hear about when he does anything charitable, and they don't talk about him. That's burying someone, hoping that they fail and wanting them to go away or get to a point where they're going to renegotiate and possibly get rid of them. That's my opinion. I don't think that's burying. Balor's helping talent. He became a company guy. Yeah, he did. Yeah, you're right. So DX should be buried forever. Buried alive match, please. Oh my God, Paul bringing the heat. Like Heath Slater. Yeah, okay. Heath had one small appearance on TV and Baron kind of dissed him. Interesting. Tammy says, love the Shield. Welcome, Tammy, to the show. Have you ever watched the show, Tammy? If you have, my apologies. I don't recognize your name. Hey, Joe. Thank you, man, for the compliment. I do appreciate it. Who should Braun Strowman face at WrestleMania? Whew, it's so early to predict for me, and there's so much crap going on. Let's hope not Roman or Brock. Sound good? For real. With Becky being injured, is she going to be at the women's pay-per-view? Boy, I sure hope so, Jen. Sure hope so. Slater, come on. He got kids, man. He needs his job. I got kids, man. I love that. I should have bought that shirt. Maybe I still will. Got to support the guy, right? What's up, Mary? Mary says hi. Everyone say hi to Mary. Anyone watching the show for the first time today? Anybody? Anyone? Bueller? How about Baron Corbin enough already? Joe, you said a mouthful, my friend. Do you see the Wyatt family getting back together? I don't think they need to, but I would not be surprised. What's NXT's next call-up? I'm ready for the Velveteen Dream. Vern says he's watching. He or she? He? Hey, Vern. Never heard that before, huh? Tina says her first time. Tina, hope your first time is awesome. Thank you so much for watching the show. Send me a message on Wrestling Rumors Instant Messenger. I'll send you a friend request. That applies to every one of you watching and listening. I do record this, you know. By the way, last week I asked for some folks, if you would, to go to iTunes and rate the podcast for me. You did. Thank you very much for doing that. And if any of you have not done that yet, please do so. I would greatly appreciate it. Leave me some, give me some stars or whatever you got to do there. Leave a comment. That would be awesome of you too. Greatly appreciate it, man. That's good of you to do that. Thank you again for that. Mary says, first time watching. Thank you, Mary. Awesome. Dave called me Tommy Boy. Dave, you're going to make an enemy out of me real quick, my man. I'm Tom, okay? Let me tell you a story. I was Tommy my whole life. To my mom and to my stepdad, I'm still Tommy. Oh, my God. To me, Tommy sounds like a four-year-old with an all-day sucker. And I didn't want to be that guy, right? So my first day, legit, of high school, I'm in homeroom class with a kid named Tommy Thomas. I'm not making that up. His parents hated him bad. So homeroom teacher's reading down the list. He goes, wait, I got 2 Tommies in here. One of y'all is going to have to be Tom. And I went, right here. It's time to move on, folks. No longer Tommy. It's Tom. Okay, had to grow up at some point. So how much trouble do you think Dream got into with the call me up Vince tights? Not at all. I love that. Vince should have loved that. Dude, that is heat for all the right reasons. That's good stuff. That's publicity for all the right reasons. That is poking the bear for all the best intentions. I loved it. I'm sure he loved it. I don't know, but if you could ask him man to man, he'd be like, "Oh my God, that was great." Come on, pal, do it again. It's awesome. I loved it. I think it was great, man. I love to see. I can't wait to see Dream on the main roster. He's going to be flat out be a star. He's a star right now, man. Come on. Bring back the new Job Squad with Slater leading it. Call it something else. They did for a while. What'd they call it? Didn't they have the thing? What'd they call that? Oh my God. What was it? 3-man band. Yeah? Yeah. Funny. John, welcome to the show, my friend. Should John Cena and Undertaker have a rematch at WrestleMania this year? I don't know, man. Good question, though. I don't know. Should they retire each other? Maybe that's a better question. Do you reckon Jerry Lawler will be back soon? Hopefully. I don't know. Maybe. Corbin versus Angle. It's got to happen. Very fun. Yeah, for sure. Let's see. Oh, yeah, thanks. I tried them. I'm not great at the impressions. I do a few. I got a friend that does a dead-on William Shatner. I'm like, man, your Bill Shatner's amazing. I can't do it very well. And then I got another friend that does... Christopher Walken. Took me a second. Everyone's got a Walken impression, right? So Dale says Cena should retire. When you look like John Cena, you can do anything you want, Dale. You know what I think would be fun at some point? See John Cena appear for another company. I know what you're thinking. Tom's lost his mind. It's true. But no, that'd be amazing. It's never going to happen. But I mean, if it did. We also said Jericho, right? We assumed Jericho was WWE for life. Not so much now. Probably not going to happen. I think it'd be interesting, though. Let's see. Do you think Cena will surpass Ric Flair in championships? No, and I hope not, because he doesn't need to. That's number 16 needs to stand where it's at. I don't think he should break it. I think Rick would be okay with it. I don't think it should happen. I think technically speaking, if you go back and look at the numbers, Flair was actually 18 championships, but one of them they didn't count or something because he won it and gave it back, or it was in Puerto Rico. Am I wrong? Something like that. Cena needs to retire. Cena did look better with the crew cut. He looks great with the hair until he turns around and you see the bald spot and you're like, oh my God, John, no. Listen to me grieving over a man's hair. A grown man's haircut. It's ridiculous. Okay, so we're winding down in viewership here, folks, which typically means that we're coming to the end of the show. My apologies again for being late. I could hang out with you folks all day. This is quite the fun time for me. And yes, we do try to be here live at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on Facebook Live. Wrestling Rumors, my friend. So, so we're probably not going to hang out much longer here. We're going to start winding things down. We'll do a little free-for-all here and try to get in a few questions before we split. John, thank you, my friend. Is Daniel Bryan the obvious next SmackDown champ, or will The Miz have something to do with it? I hope The Miz, as I said before, I hope Bryan and Miz are done. I don't think there's anything left there, in my opinion. If there is, I don't know if there should be. Just let it go, right? I think they've had their run. I think it should be over by now. Okay, all right, John just said wants to add me. Okay, so again, don't try hunting for me. It'll take you all day. Just send me a message on Wrestling Rumors Messenger and tell me, hey, Tom, here I am. Send me a request, however you like to say it, and I will send you one. Rebecca Connors. What's up, Rebecca? Jinder Mahal needs to go. They have not done anything good with him, and the Singh brothers need to do something, maybe independent circuit. I don't know if they should go. I think they should stick around. I think they could use a change. Jinder's become a comedy sideshow act again, unfortunately. When do I think Jericho will come back to WWE? When he's real good and ready, right? I don't really have a good answer for you. I think whenever the timing's right. How long do I feel Rousey will hold the strap? I still believe in my heart of hearts that the main event of WrestleMania 35 will be Ronda Rousey versus Charlotte Flair. And I'm talking about the main event, the last match. Tell me I'm crazy. That's how I feel. Let's see. Hogan as guest referee for the triple threat. Oh, I hope not. Please leave Hogan at home. That's me. Great promo point with Miz asked Styles why he doesn't main event pay-per-views. Yeah, but you know what, Paul? They pitch him this stuff all the time, or he pitches it or whatever, and it always works for him. But we always talk about, oh, he's spitting truth. Miz is spitting some truth. Yeah, you're right. I'm not going to dispute that, but does it get him anywhere? He's not getting any farther up the ladder with that gimmick. I mean, I like it. I just wonder to what end does... What good's it doing for him versus just cutting a regular promo against the shadow of, oh man, did you hear what he said? That was awesome. I don't know. I just think it's an interesting thing. I think it's an intriguing, maybe an ironic thing is a better word for it. Yeah. Jim asking about Bray with sanity. Everyone thinks Bray with sanity. I don't know. Maybe. It seems too similar, maybe, to make sense. Does that make any sense? That's too similar to make sense? Do I feel like there will ever be a promotion to rival WWE again? Not in this country, no. I don't believe so. WWE has its hands in too many pies. It's expanded. It's huge. It's global. It's a global force, not just this country, but all over the world. And no, I don't think so. Not on that level. I think that other companies, and I can't even say it could come close, other companies can carve out their own niche for themselves, and they have. I don't think you'll ever see anything like WWE again. Not in our lifetime, or possibly ever. Let's see. Paul says, I'm a Miz guy. I own it. Hey, Paul, go with God, my friend. I'm not a Miz guy. You know what I'm saying? I'm perfectly fine with the dude at all. I mean, totally. Expectations for NXT UK. You want to wrap this up, Jim? Let's wrap this up. So, I love the concept. I love the idea. What's my expectations? It's going to be smash mouth wrestling, British strong style. I think it'll be as close to New Japan as they're going to get. Not in terms of storyline and 12 finishing moves in a row, but I'm talking about smash mouth pro wrestling. It's going to be as close as WWE ever gets to New Japan. I expect it's going to be good. I hope to see guys I don't know. I love seeing talents that I'm not familiar with. And I tell you, I watch a lot of wrestling. There's still plenty of talents out there I've not seen. I've read their names or heard of them, still have not seen them work because I haven't took the time to look them up, and that's my fault. I hope there's a lot of talent on there I've never seen before. That would be fun. Let's see. NXT Mexico. Is there an NXT Mexico? Have I missed something? Mexico is such a different presentation. The style, AAA and all that, CMLL. Not against any of it. It's a different sort of pro wrestling, different cup of tea. Don't know if I love it. I'm intrigued by it. But there again, a lot of the luchador stuff is finish move, get up, finish move, get up, finish move, get up, finish move, get up. And I'm trying to get used to that, and it's still hard for me because, as you guys know, I grew up a fan of the territories. I'm an NWA baby. Always have been, always will be. It's real hard for me to get used to this. Finish move, get up, finish move, get up, finish move, kick out, finish move, kick out. It's tough, man. Let's see. Talking about the Mexican thing. No, but it should be. Hey, they're doing everything else. They're doing it. Why not? Right? They're conquering the world. They have conquered the world. They continue to conquer the world. It's like Columbus discovered America, and he just kept on discovering. He just planted the flag everywhere, man. That's what they're doing. They're planting the flag everywhere. Everywhere. WWE's going to be on Mars before NASA is, for sure. They're going to conquer that too. Run shows there and everything. Live from Mars, pay-per-view. It's the truth, man. Unbelievable. So, how are we feeling about Crown Jewel? Keep up to date. Stay tuned. Check out WWE.com. Keep your ears open, because I'm telling you right now, it would take... it's not going to take a lot to make this thing a success, because the card is going to be stacked with talent. No doubt about it. Main event talent, folks. But what's happening right now could be the thing that wrecks it. And like I said before, I don't know what's going to happen, but it's going to be interesting to see. James says, thanks, doing a great job answering. I'm trying, James. I'm trying to keep up, my man. EC3 is the next Randy Orton. Interesting take by Joe. I like that. So, Hayden crowd already sounds messed up, but the atmosphere will kill it. Yeah, it could be. Could be right. Okay, folks, I think we're going to take it home. We've been hanging out for a little while now. Over an hour, I believe. I think that's all we got for you this time. Not as long as we usually go, but got to get up from this chair and do some stuff today, actually. Besides watch wrestling and write wrestling and breathe and eat and sleep wrestling. I never saw any feedback from any of you guys. So if any of you are interested, if you would give it a look or give it a listen and or both, I am thinking about doing a fourth podcast. And this will be all comic books, TV-related properties, movies, streaming services, that kind of thing. That kind of content, maybe some music stuff thrown in also, just like a regular everyday sort of pop culture podcast. I'm thinking about it. So if any of you out there think you might be interested in that, let me know. I'm curious, because for sure I want to be sure I got an audience for it. You know what I mean? I talk a lot of wrestling, man. I'm not going to stop doing that. Trust me. But I'd like to do some other things as well. Someone just said, Dave said, I hate Hogan. I don't hate Hogan. I don't hate any of these guys or gals. I really don't. I'm not Hogan's biggest fan. I don't hate the guy at all. And you know what? Here's how I gauge it. And I'm being dead serious here. Watch. See? Dead serious. That's me. Here's how I gauge it. The stuff that I write about these men and women, the stuff that I say to you about these men and women, if they were in the room right now and I shook their hand, would I feel comfortable saying this to their face? Absolutely. Absolutely. I would say to you for sure that, in my estimation, Hulk Hogan has took more from the business than he's given. Or how about this? Hogan likes to put over the fact, and so does WWE, that he's given a lot for the business. And he has. I'm not disputing that. Talk to his doctors. The dude has plenty of surgeries over the years to suggest that he's given a lot, and he has. Not disputing that at all. And much love and respect to these men and women who put their lives on the line every week for your entertainment and mine, right? But having said that, I would also respond to that by saying, yeah, but you took just as much. And I would say that, and I would also tell him, listen, with all due respect, you took just as much as you've been given. Or that you gave, excuse me. That's my opinion. Doesn't mean I hate on them. I can't hate any of these men or women for earning a living in the business. I can't and I won't. It's just I'm above that. You know what I mean? So, hey, Robbie, thanks for the love, man. I appreciate it. Hogan stays at home. Hey, man, good for him. If you can stay at home and earn money, aren't we all trying to do that? I know I am, for sure. So, all right, man, that's all I got for you. That's all I got for you this time. Listen, we're going to always plug, because of what we do here. You can always find the show on iTunes. Please, if you haven't done so, go to iTunes, leave us a review and a rating on Tom Clark's Main Event. We'd greatly appreciate it. Check out the other podcasts we have. There's Tom Cowell's Comedy Action Hour and Tom Clark's 30-Minute Fun Show, and possibly number 4 on the way. Bam! Coming soon. We'll see. We'll see for that. Stay tuned for that one. Remember, you can always find the shows and my content on boinkstudios.com, boinkstudios.com. If you'd like to follow me on Twitter, it's at Tom Clark Writes, WRITES, Tom Clark Writes on Twitter. You can drop me a line, TomClark1278 at yahoo.com. 1278 is the number of columns I wrote in my 7 years at Bleacher Report. I wrote 1,278 columns. Pretty proud of that. I'm proud of that number. That's why I picked it. So just saying. And as always, come back live every Friday, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Tom Clark's Main Event, even though we were late today. My apologies. Thank you, James. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for saying good show, Tammy. Appreciate it. See you guys next week. Thanks a lot for hanging out. Shannon, thanks for tuning in. Remember to hit me on Wrestling Rumors Facebook Messenger. Tell me who you are. I'll click your name and we'll become friends, pals, chums, compadres, amigos, compatriots. Sound good? Sounds great. Thanks for hanging out, man. That's all we got for you. We will see you next time on Tom Clark's Main Event.